Ahem. What is up, people of the world? It is me again, Alex Wimmer, aka AP3 Jumped. And hold on, let me get some drink right quick. There, got me some. What is this? This is got me some Kool-Aid Jammers, watermelon flavor. I used to drink these all the fucking time when I was a kid. They're obviously a lot harder to drink now because of the skinny ass straws, but I mean they're still delicious. So anyway, welcome to another review. What am I reviewing today? Well, if you've read the title, then you know. But I'm going to I'm going to get a haircut this Sunday. Yeah, so look forward to that. Look forward to that, I guess. Yeah. So today I'm reviewing this. I finally got this, like, what, 2 days ago? And I finally read it. And I pretty much read all this on the bus because I take long bus rides to work and back home from work. And so, yeah, I pretty much read this whole entire thing, like, on the bus. I only ever read it on the bus. I split this up into, like, 2 days. But anyway, this is, the Loud House graphic novel number 8, Livin La Casa Loud. So yes, this graphic novel is very, very interesting. So yeah, I know I'm wearing a Mario shirt talking about Loud House, but I don't have Loud House clothes, so so I don't mind me. Anyway, this graphic novel is very interesting. Well, first off, it focuses on both the Loud family and the Casa Grandes. This is actually not the first graphic novel to do this. If I remember correctly, I think it was either graphic novel number 4 or 5 that focused on both families as well. So I think it was number 4. I can't exactly remember. Yes, it actually was number 4. It was a family tree. So yeah, our next graphic novel featuring both families is a multiple of 4. So that's neat, I guess. We go from number 4 to 8, and that's what really makes this comic great. It actually literally splits up. So yeah, obviously I'm going to get into spoilers. So if you haven't read this comic, if you haven't read this graphic novel in its entirety, then do not watch this video. Wait till after you've read the entire thing before you watch this video. So anyway, just you have been warned. So this graphic novel, it splits up the focus between the two families because like the first half focuses completely on the Loud family, and the second half focuses on the Casagrandes family mostly. And what's really cool is I'm sorry, I just love sniffing books and paper in general. Don't judge me, but these are really cool in that these are sort of like these pages remind me of they're like telling you what the chapter of the graphic novel is. So, for instance, the first half has this right here. I can't read backwards. Life with the Louds. So yeah, it has this image, and then right in the middle, starting with the second half, it has this image catching up with the Casa Grande. So these actually are promotional artwork images for, we've seen these before. They're promotional artwork, and I really like that they actually use these, as like sort of chapter indicators, kind of. That's the best way I can describe it, really. So yeah, this graphic novel, it has like 60 something pages. Yeah, let me see. Damn it. Yeah, it has like 63 pages. So I was really looking forward to this graphic novel. It's it became one of my favorites. So I'm jumping all over the place with this video, but I was really looking forward to this, and it winded up becoming one of my favorite graphic novels to date. And Sunny Eclipse, she said that this was the best graphic novel to date. And you know what? I kind of agree. Because, first off, there are a lot of stories. There are like 20 stories. Um, there are roughly 20 stories in here. Roughly. Um, Maybe a little, it's a little less than that, but that's a lot of stories for one graphic novel. I don't think too many of these graphic novels have this many stories in them. Maybe they do, and I just haven't really paid that much attention, or it's been a long time since I've read all those the previous graphic novels, and I just don't remember. But you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. You get stories based on the two families, the Lads and the Casa Grandes, and you get not only do you get a lot of stories, but you get a lot of really damn great stories as well. This graphic novel is really great because of that, and all of the stories are very entertaining, and even if some of them might not stand out as much as some, they're all still very entertaining. And there are some stories in here that stick out to me more than most. Like, if I can remember the name of them, I think it's called Rain Here to Stay. This one is very cool because it focuses on it's another comic that focuses on Lincoln, Ronyan, and Sid. All three of them hang out together in a story again because in Horoscope, Lincoln and Sid finally got to meet and interact. It was very brief, but it was still an interaction, and it was still very fun. That was sort of like just a taste of Lincoln and Sid's dynamic. However, in this story that I just mentioned, you get a full-blown story with all three of these guys, and it's really fun, and it was worth the wait. Cause look at the back right here. I love the back right here. This freaking image. It's really it's a great image. Seeing all three of these guys together, and having two of Ronyan's best friends with her, on the roof tanning with a mirror. And once I first saw this image on the back, I was like, "Oh my god, this is really cool." And there's even there's even another Luaney story in here. So yeah, Luann and Benny have had 3 stories as of right now. They've had 2 episodes. Then they have a third story in this graphic novel, and it's really good. And that's another thing. A lot of these stories are nice and long too. They're like 5, 6, 7 pages. Some of these stories, and that's what really makes these longer stories feel like they could work as full-fledged episodes. Because with these graphic novels, I'm clearing my throat a lot. I apologize. With these graphic novels, they're like really short, one-page stories that can only work in this kind of medium. But with the really long stories that could work as actual episodes, these are really great. There's even a story that focuses on Lenny and Lola. You don't really see that every day. And because that one really stands out. That's a standout story as well. And there's one story where all the pets are fighting for food, and let me see, City Trickers. That's a really fun one. It's the name is based on City Slickers, I'm sure, and there's even a story. Hold on, see if I can find it. I'm just navigating with the index here. There's even a story called Washed Up, and it's a Casa Grande story. But what's interesting, Sunny Eclipse pointed this out to me. Well, I was listening to one of her podcasts, and she pointed out to me that there's already an existing Loud House episode with this same exact title, so that's really funny. I don't know how I missed that, considering Washed Up was one of the more recent Loud House episodes, and yeah, that's really weird. You have two completely different stories for the Loud House universe with the same exact title. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was done by accident. Either way, I just find that to be really funny. And let's see, I want to talk about like one or two more stories here. What was The Great Escape about? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that one was good. Every time I hear the phrase "The Great Escape," I can't help but think of Rayman 2. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that or is reminded of that game whenever I hear that phrase. And then the very last story ends off with it's called My Bobby and Me. Now this one is really sweet. It's an episode that focuses on Ronnie and this is gonna be hard to say. Ronnie Ann and Bobby. Let's say that 5 times fast. Say that 5 times fast. That's more of a tongue twister than you'd think. But yeah, this episode is really sweet, and to be quite honest, you don't really see a lot of episodes that focus on Ronnie Ann and Bobby. That's kind of rare in the franchise. And this story, it's a great little story, and I'm hoping we get more episodes that focus on Ronnie Ann and Bobby. You know, and explore their brother and sister dynamic even further, or rather showcase it more. That's what I should be saying. Because they have a great dynamic. We just don't see it that much, though. That's the thing. If we could see more, I'm sure it's going to happen. But if we see more of this in the actual franchise, then I'm going to be all set. That's going to be, it'll be worth it at that point. So, yeah. I think I'm done. Overall, this comic really did live up to its expectations. It was very fun to read. It took me, I guess it took me about an hour to read all of the story. Not counting all of the bios in the beginning, but yeah, because the only bios that are in here are for the Loud family and the Casa Grandes. I was really hoping there'd be bios for some of the other characters featured, like Benny or Sid, especially Sid. I was very surprised that Sid didn't have a bio in here. That really surprised me more than anything. But yeah, so I think I'm done with this. I'm about to close off this review by saying this graphic novel, like I said, it definitely lived up to its expectations. Like I said right before my camera about died on me, or decided to stop recording, and just long story short, this did become one of my favorite graphic novels, and it just might be the best graphic novel to date. And turns out the very next one, if I can remember the title of it, it's called The Ultimate Hangout, and we've actually seen this. I've actually seen this picture before a very long time ago, so I'm assuming this is coming out maybe in the spring of next year. And then, if I had to guess, the graphic novel coming right after this one is going to be the one with all the different versions of Lincoln Loud on the cover. I don't remember what that one's called, but yeah. These graphic novels, they just keep getting better and better and better, and I highly recommend this graphic novel. Even if you haven't read any of the other ones, definitely pick this up, because this, not only is this a great graphic novel, because you have it focuses on two families with a plethora of stories focusing on both, and some nice and really long stories, and for the most part. You really are getting your bang for your buck, like I said, and it's definitely worth the read. And a great first graphic novel to get for the Loud House franchise, to be honest with you. So even if you haven't read all the others, you could definitely read this one first, and you will you'll get a kick out of it. So that's my review. Anyways, if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe and be sure to like the video if you liked it, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And stay tuned for my very next video, which will be a vlog about me discussing the 1-year anniversary of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Look forward to that. So yeah, I cannot freaking wait to do a video talking about that, because it literally feels like just fucking yesterday that Smash Ultimate came out. Yeah, man, how time flies. Anyway, stay tuned for that within the next 24 hours. So, once again, I'm Alex Wimmer, aka AP3 Jumped. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for me, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. Correction, I do have a lot of those clothes. I do have an orange polo that I wore for Halloween when I dressed as Lincoln Loud for 2017 for Halloween. Alright, now I'm done. Goodbye. Stay tuned for Smash Ultimate.